On the eve of dragging his companions in college, the man was suddenly shocked by the sight in front of him, so he hurriedly dragged his companions to the side, and he was able to enter after picking up his companion's vent. At this moment, the fluttering national flag was instantly frozen, and he had no room for thinking, so he jumped into the air vent and then dragged his companion in. If the speed of closing the door is slower, what kind of experience will it be like? At the last moment of his life and death, he finally lit the stove inside. In fact, as early as a few days ago, the International Space Station observed the Earth's hurricane and transmitted the data to the ground. It turns out that this is a hurricane with a diameter of 80 kilometers. The hurricane is moving to New York. The temperature in the center has reached more than 100 degrees below zero, and it is also cooling down by 10 degrees per second. May American meteorologist check regardless of the obstruction of his colleagues, he decided to go to New York to save his son, but before leaving, he raised the seriousness of the climate to the country again, and he drew on the map out of a line, this time directly requesting the president to quickly evacuate the president south of the red line, but questioned what to do with the people north of the red line. Check said, the vice president once made an evacuation request, but he was indifferent. The president glanced at the vice president. At this time, the vice president regrets of the same year. So now red line thinks that as long as he goes out, he will be frozen to death, so the best way is to stay at home and find a way to keep warm. The seminar was over, and the president himself ordered the rescue. At this time, 2 colleagues from the Czech Republic accompanied me on the road, and there was a caregiver on the road. They had just set off not long ago. Just before hitting a drift of loose snow, the vehicle stalled, and the 3 had to proceed on foot. I don't know how long they walked. They came to a glass floor, suddenly the glass shattered, equipped with the statue, and pulled down the last colleague of the boss. Fortunately, the person at the front is sealed with glass made of Iceland, and the 2 of them try to figure out at the same time, pulling up the smooth surface, there is no strength at all. Big Fatty cut off the rope of the accompanying equipment, and at this moment the glass on it cracked again, maybe all will fall. Big Fatty had no choice but to sacrifice himself to save others and cut off his own rope. Now only Czech and his colleagues are left to move forward in the snow and ice, suddenly fainted to the ground at the same time when the flying national flag fell. As a meteorologist, he knew that he was already in the center of a hurricane and was about to usher in a real storm, hunger and cold. So the scene at the beginning happened. The Czech companion finally woke up and couldn't believe that he had slept for 3 days and 3 nights. The space astronauts found out the storm is dissipating, the temperature is returning to normal, Czech can't wait to put on his clothes and is ready to continue on his way, but his companion seems to have something to go before leaving, and Czech just wants to see it sooner son. Neither of them took a bite of food and continued on the road. The visibility of the ground has become so clear, but all the buildings are still frozen. Then when I came to the bottom of the slope, I just saw the library. Entering the library, I found that there was silence inside. Suddenly, the scene in front of him made him see the crack in the door of hope related. The Czech couldn't wait to push them away and found that everyone was talking so peacefully by the stove, and then scanned his son with the flashlight, and the son was caught powerful torch. Zhaoxian checked his eyes at this time, and the father and son were so excited that they hugged each other tightly. Subsequently, the Czech Republic, through colleagues in Washington, the situation in the library was reported to high-level officials, and the vice president finally ordered rescue. Soon, the helicopter arrived at the scene and slowly landed in front of the Czech Republic. Czech Republic, the father and son showed a tiny smile of satisfaction. On the plane, my son was embarrassed to introduce the girl next to me, but he already knew the answer from the expression of Czech, and now there is still many people were rescued on the roof. After experiencing this disaster, the United States realized that the consequences of continuously overdrawing the Earth's resources will be reversed. Yes. The movie ends here.